Hey Empires and Allies fans, Cursius here now. Today I thought, you know what, I think I'll actually have a little discussional-ish video discussing the War Factory. Now, the War Factory, you build it from your operations, and it's right here. I'm not sure if there was a level requirement, as you know, the War Factory came in late in development of this game. So, couldn't tell you anything about that. But what I can tell you is what it does. Now, every time you PvP, you quick match somebody, you'll get a rare resource. Now, this rare resource is right up here at the top, where you see, and Zynga hasn't named them, thanks. So all I can say is there's this blue resource, this purple resource, this atomic symboled resource, and this Illuminati resource. Right? Anyways, so Illuminati confirmed. Anyway, the factory builds upgrades and special buildings for you to put down. Now, the first we'll talk about, which is the big one, the stealth generator. This thing is generated more than stealth, I'll tell you that. It has generated a lot of negative feedback in the forums. And on the Facebook page. But really, honestly, the stealth generator is actually pretty fun if you know what you're doing with it. Now, I can't buy one personally because it costs way too much in the special resources, which is why I say it's balanced enough. But when you place it down, it will generate a field just like an arc, a firing arc, but everything inside that arc is stealthed. Buildings, units, stuff like that. And really, honestly, this makes it actually, in my opinion, gives you some very good defensive options, as you could hide your HQ somewhere on the map, and your enemy would have to go look for it, or you could hide paladin tanks and rangers, or not rangers, but the commandos on the map. Hide them in a good spot. So when the enemy drops down, and they pass by, boom, they get hit by, the tanks and the commandos. Which, quite honestly, is really good for, in my opinion, because the commandos and the tanks really just, they flop because of the airstrikes. But otherwise, it's a really good building. And the other thing about the building, too, is that it's not one-dimensional. You can actually project the stealth field in different arcs around the building. There's a button on there. You just press it, and it moves the stealth field around, which is pretty cool. Next, bonus command points. This is this is self-explanatory. You get an extra 10 command points for a whole day, which is really cool for your your quick matching. Next, guard tower rockets. Long story short, guard towers can attack air units. They deal extra damage to ground units, like having two different attacks. But it's it can shoot ground units and it can shoot air units. Really, quite honestly, that's really all it's to it. It gives guard towers a lot more flexibility when you're placing them, and so long as your enemy can't tell that the guard tower has rockets, it's actually a very good upgrade. Probably, I would say it's like the second or third best, in my opinion. Now, the next one is the PATRIOT ground targeting. This allows the PATRIOT missile, your anti-air tower, to target ground units. Now, seeing this in action, what I can tell you about this is that the PATRIOT is very inaccurate when attacking ground units. but against clustered groups of enemies like rangers and tanks, it kind of destroys them when they're clustered. So overall, I would say actually this is probably the most useful upgrade you can purchase for one of your buildings. Now, the Aramid Drone Hive. This thing is absolutely worthless. Now I said, well, it lets, what it does, it heals buildings that are getting damaged during a battle. But, sorry, but it only has like 4,000 hit points. Which means unless it's hidden by a stealth generator, it's going to get airstriked right at the beginning of the battle, and it's going to be worthless. Yeah, sure, it ate an airstrike, but it still didn't do anything besides that. It didn't heal your towers. It didn't heal anything. It didn't repair crap. So I'm sorry, Zynga, but this thing needs to have a minimum of 10,000 HP. And it just can't be allowed to repair itself. That would be like my suggestion to you guys. Honestly, this thing is worthless. Now, the Dome Defense Alpha configuration. Now, actually, this is really neat. And seeing it in action, I would say it's probably one of the best, probably like number 1 or number 2 next to the PATRIOT ground targeting. It upgrades a dome defense for 2 or 3 days, and it makes each weapon do something else. Like, for instance, the sentry weapon has greatly increased range. It's actually not that great. It's like 10%. But still, it's more than normal. The Thel weapon charges and attacks faster, which is really useful. Meaning that, it'll actually pick off smaller units like rangers and quicker, so that's good. And the aerial defense weapon will attack both ground and air targets, which is actually pretty awesome on paper, but I've tried it. Seeing it in action, it's not that great. So I would honestly use the dome defense configuration for either the sentry or the Thel weapon upgrades. Otherwise, this is still one of the best, though. Makes your dome defenses a lot better. And really, that is that for the War Factory. Now, actually, I really appreciate the War Factory because this actually added a lot of different things defense-wise that you could do. Now, if Zynga could only add something to the War Factory that would, let's say, upgrade the current units that we have, seeing as, there's not a big variety of units, like maybe you could purchase, I don't know, let's just say, weapons for rangers to make them attack harder, better treads for tanks to make them move faster, stuff like that, like little upgrades for your units. I would really love to see that. But otherwise, overall War Factory was a great success in my opinion. It was a good addition to the game. Zynga, keep up the good work, you guys. And thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. I'll see you later.